Hello everyone. Hopefully you guys are seeing this live. Happy New Year. Happy 2023. Let me know if the audio is good. How's everyone doing today? Just wait to see if anyone else checks in. If you are in the chat, just say hi. Yeah, goes a long way. Nope, not a premiere. It is a live stream. It's more of a discussion. Yeah, just waiting for other people to log on. Hopefully some other people come on. We'll see what happens. How was your New Year's, Sunday Slockers? Oh no. So Amanda was mad because you went to bed at 10. Hope you fully made up for it. Yeah, we'll just wait a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Sunday slot cars, you always make me laugh. You guys are cool. Like it. Yeah, so today we're going to discuss, how I break down the slot car hobbyist kind of journey. But yeah, it's really a discussion point. I just made a couple notes on how I would classify it, and hopefully, we get a little bit of a discussion point. I don't want to be controversial or anything. This is just purely my opinions. Nothing sinister. Just I like to have a roadmap of where I want to go in whatever I do. So when it comes to slot cars and changing it from just being a collector to being a slot car hobbyist, I think you have to understand, what are the benchmarks, what are the things you need to improve on or get better at to become better at the hobby. So I come from a world of tabletop gaming, and obviously there's tournaments, a lot of tournaments, a lot of competitive places to play, and you're measured on three different things when it comes to tabletop gaming. One is obviously your understanding of the game. Second is how well you play it in a competition, so best generalship, etc., tactics, etc., right? And then the third is being a complete hobbyist. How well do you paint? How well do you model? So I think the same thing applies to the slot car hobby, and that's basically what I wanted to talk about today on the live stream. So without further ado, we'll just jump on into my notes. And like I said, these are just opinions. There's nothing concrete here. I'm not trying to make any statements about anyone's journey, etc. This is purely what I've observed and what I see. So let's get to it. Yeah, so the way I see it, a slot car journey, if you're a slot car hobbyist, this is your journey. You start as a beginner, and in your beginning phase, you probably, own a couple of slot cars. Probably got introduced by a friend or a family member. You occasionally race, nothing consistent. And you're probably a car enthusiast. I mean, that's the whole point. If you're into slot cars, normally you have to have some love for cars in general, I think, in order to jump in. Otherwise, you'd take a model trains maybe or something else. And then, from the beginner, where do you go? For myself, it's a novice, and I consider myself a novice level. In that, at novice level, you start to, start building a collection of slot cars. You try different brands. So, like this year for myself, I delved into NSR. When I first joined the hobby, when I became a novice, I'd say in 2008, I went to Sideways. I went through to Slotted. I started to experiment with different brands, but primarily I was a Carrera racer, Carrera Digital, right? In 2008, I bought my own racetrack. Um, to this day, I'm not an enthusiast. I don't understand what that means. Obviously, you are. You own your own stock car shop, so you definitely are an enthusiast, I think. You gotta love cars. I've seen you unbox cars, Sunday slot cars. I've seen you light up when you've taken out a car from the box. So you are an enthusiast, maybe in a different way though, from other people. But being an author enthusiast is something that you kind of have. I mean, I've seen you take out a car and say, this is a pretty good looking livery. So I'm pretty sure you have some sort of enthusiasm in you for automotive. If not, there's always exceptions to the rules. These are not hard, fast rules. I have no idea what I'm unboxing. I don't, well, maybe. Yeah, like I said, these are not hard, fast rules. There's going to be exceptions. So once again, so when we look at novice, level, which is where I'm at as well in my journey. You tend to own a racetrack. You learn basic modifications. You understand about tires, like I understand quick slicks. I understand Paul gauge, urethane, silicone, even now the foam tires that we run on wood tracks. You understand different guides, braids. Maybe you get an understanding of motors. Maybe you switch a couple of motors. You learn the basics of slot car tuning, tire truing, greasing, oiling, cleaning. You learn a little bit of slot car mechanics, like how to float the body, how to float the motor pod, understand gripless front tires. It's really just the entry level to the hobby. You learn the basics. You learn to solder. You learn how to change chips, maybe. Um, some of the novices, I think for myself especially, I wasn't going to build new scenery. I just bought pre-made scenery. I race semi-consistently, probably at the club, a little bit at home. And most of the time I was on a basic controller. So, this is what a novice probably is. And if you guys have any extras that maybe I've forgotten or left behind, let me know. But when you've gone through the novice stage and you're starting to get into the intermediate, this is what you start to do. Now you have a really good selection of slot cars. You're probably starting to get into advanced controllers. So these controllers will help you fine tune your throttle sensitivity and your brakes. You start to race non-magnetic. I would say start, not mostly. Probably start racing non-magnetic here. And once again, this is just a work in progress. It's just a way that I track my progress. So you start racing non-magnetic. You start tuning most of your cars now. You race consistently at club level or home level equivalent. You race in multiple classes. You know advanced modifications, motors, gearing, chassis, wheels, tire compounds. And then you start into advanced tuning, weight distribution, suspension, car setups for different tracks, motor break-ins. So I still don't know how to run motors in oil and break them in. A lot of the more advanced racers that I know do this. You learn about suspension. You can add like hop ups, especially if you're racing NSR slotted. They have a lot of hop ups that come up for the car. Hop ups is an RC term. So basically, I guess components that you can add to increase reliability and motor float. You understand tire compounds. There's different tire compounds. There's different chassis compounds as well. So you get into flexible chassis or stiffer chassis. So yeah, when you're in the intermediate level, it gets a little bit more intense. But so I'm starting to dip into this level, but I'm nowhere close to being near done with it, or even close to even touching its surface. I guess I'm just dipping. And then you get into the advanced, and this is when you're starting to paint white kits and doing custom liveries. You're a hardcore racer, probably racing in multiple classes consistently 3-4 times a week, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. You're probably into custom car building, maybe. I know there's a lot of custom car builders out there, and I consider them advanced hobbyists because you really need to understand slot car mechanics and physics to do it properly. You have to be really good at soldering. You have to be really good at gear pulling and construction. You're probably into custom scenery as well. You get Boons, who's got like some crazy custom scenery, realistic scenery. And you have years of hobby knowledge, I think. To become an advanced slot car hobbyist, you need to have knowledge, and knowledge is gained through time. So I believe this is at advanced level. And then you go from advanced to the extreme, and this is stuff I just don't understand. These are the pan car racers. So you see them, they zip around the wood tracks at incredible speeds. I personally don't really understand this part of the hobby that much. I don't think I'd ever come up to this. I think for me, I'll probably end my journey probably in the intermediate level and stay there. And hopefully, catch on to a little bit of the advance as I set in my years. But two-line speedway is extreme. Two-line speedway. Two-line speedway. I don't know if he's extreme. Probably. I don't know. Maybe he is. It's not something that I'm not classifying anyone else. I'm just breaking down my own journey. Everyone else will probably see themselves as, wherever they sit in this journey. But yeah, I mean, so I'll just open these up and let me know what you guys' thoughts are as we start looking at this. But yeah, this is what I wanted to do, break down how I broke down the hobby, and just have a discussion about it. So Ovella here says that he's strictly a beginner or starting novice. Is that where you want to end up, or is that where you are right now? How long do you think it'll take for you to step up? Geraldo Campos, I just got the notice. Hey Geraldo, how are you? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, so like I said, we're just discussing the journey from beginner to advanced to extreme slot car hobbyist. Geraldo, I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you? Happy New Year. So just wanted to touch base with everyone and see what their journey was, how they're doing. I can say I'm an advanced. Yeah. So do you agree with the statements I have here for the advanced section? Let's just see. Close this down a bit. So advanced is just an extension of the intermediate. So I guess you check all these. Hello Area 51. Thank you for joining the live stream. So yeah, just like I said, I was just breaking down how I see the slot car hobbyist journey. That's what I've been doing on the stream right now, and really it's just a discussion point to take us to, you know, to kind of give us a roadmap of where we want to go, and that's really what I was looking at doing here, because I like to understand where I want to go in anything I do, and this was a way for breaking it down. So I'm looking for any pointers, tips, things that maybe I've missed, but yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I think it is a personal style, but I think every hobby has a baseline for everything. So, there's everybody's got a different style. Everyone's got a different thing that they will master, maybe bring to the table. But what I think is that every hobby has a set of principles and set of guidelines that you must know or you must have an idea, right? Extreme should include, Sunday Slot Car says, the stream should include having a wife race. You can buy what you want. I don't know if that's a true hobby statement, but maybe. But maybe, I agree. Personal style. Yeah, I mean, that's what the hobby is. You have to enjoy what you're doing, otherwise you wouldn't be in the hobby, I presume. Like I said, I came from wargaming, and everyone's expresses themselves differently there. Happy New Year. Hey, Duval Slot, Happy New Year. You make sure you support that hobby and you will be equal. I don't understand that statement, but sure. I mean, I think you are a hobbyist if you're in the hobby. Hey, Geraldo, yeah, I'm looking to get a Black Arrow car, actually. I was looking at one on LEB, but I'm probably going to wait for a couple more liveries to come out. I've been really interested in seeing some of the liveries. I got slot cars and sim racing in my garage. Nice. Do you have a big racing sim rig? Because I used to have a sim rig before I had the Fanatec rig, but I gave it up when I went into rail racing, and then unfortunately I got sick, so I couldn't race rail cars anymore, so I came back to hobbying. What model do you like? I don't know which model you're referring to. Are you talking about cars? Are you talking about just let me know what you're talking about there. Trustmaster ecosystem, nice. What do you race? Do you race F1 or predominantly, or are you racing in? Are you using a proper racing simulator, or is it a Forza simulator? What is it? Oh, Black Arrow. Yeah, the model that I liked. I'm looking. Well, I'm a Porsche guy, but they haven't got one. But probably a Ferrari 488 would probably be the model I'd probably go for. If I could scratch build a car, I would, but I have no time when I make new. Sunday Slot guys, with the amount of paper you guys are cutting to put down on your track, yeah, you are very busy. I definitely see that. But hey, those things are fun. I watched your race. It was a lot of fun watching that. Good job. Howdy all. By this charge, I'm still a novice, but I still do intermediate and advanced. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like predominantly, I'd say I'm a novice, but I'm dipping. I'm dipping in intermediate. I dip in advanced because I have some knowledge in scenery building because I came from wargaming. So, but I'm nowhere close to being, boon level or some of the tracks that I've seen online are phenomenal. And yeah, so definitely we all dip. Well, what I'm trying to say is like these are not exact science. Nothing that I put up on that screen is an exact science. It is just my way of breaking down where I'm at, what I need to improve on, how I need to improve on it to get to the next level if I want to go to the next level. I don't think everyone will go to that journey. In fact, I think most people stay in the intermediate level predominantly and just dip into advanced scenics or dip into model building. Maybe they don't race even as much, and I'm pretty sure, there's lots of people that don't race. But then there's hardcore racers that to them building, collecting cars isn't worth it. It's more about building the right car to race. So, like I said, it's definitely just an opening for discussion. Yeah. I'm still a novice. Yep. So, what are you guys working on for 2023? Anything exciting? Let me know. Yeah, that's normal. In Toronto, the same thing. Like the closest track, I'm pretty lucky. I have Ernie's, but still, it's about 35 minutes away. But if I wanted to race regular, it's normally just with my friends in my basement. Or now I'm looking to move my track into a public space so I can open it up to the public. But yeah, in general, yeah, most of my racing has been against my friends locally. Yeah, keeping your track clean. Yeah, definitely things you need to do. Yes, MR slot car Shadow is definitely a car I'm waiting on. Probably get one as soon as Ernie releases them. I'm normally lucky that way. Yeah, those SB333s are amazing. Been driving them throughout the holiday break. It's been amazing to drive them. Yeah, just yes, Mazzetti's has great product, 100%. It is a great drive, and you can do so much to them. I don't know if you watched the last video, but the metal chassis that Ernie creates as well are simply phenomenal. Yeah, Massimo is back. Yeah, we're supposed to do a collab. He's supposed to come by. We're gonna check out his setup, my setup. As you know, I just love photography, videography. It's one of my passions. Revo BMWs, yes, 100%. The 128s. You're talking about the 1 Series Revos that are coming out. Yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on those as well. Yeah. Or Villa, you want to find a local club. Yeah, it's difficult. finding clubs is tough, and then it can be intimidating as well. I remember my first time to Ernie's, when I went and they were doing wood track racing, and it was intense. And people, some of the racers were, a little bit passionate, I would say. We'll just call it passionate. So it got intimidating for a newbie walking in that environment. I was like, oh, I don't belong here. You doubt everything about the hobby right away. But that's club racing. Those guys have been doing it for a while. You have to understand where you are. Like I said, when you look at the map, where you are on the map, in terms of your own development and growth. And then it's up to you. Do you want to get better? Do you want to be in that environment? You can choose. It's a hobby. It's by choice. It's not by, not forced to do this. So you can take it at your own pace. And I believe that's the main thing. The NSR John Player Special, a great car and beautiful. Yeah, I believe so. A lot of the NSR cars are amazing. And they can only get better. That's the good thing about NSR. Like, you can just continue to make them better and better. So, but slotted is the same way, I think. They're almost comparable. Revo slots I find a little bit trickier to modify and upgrade. Here 51. Yeah, I'll definitely check out that video. I haven't looked at that one yet. I've really been enjoying a series on building cars from scratch. That was pretty cool. And
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Yeah, building your cars from scratch, that was pretty crazy. I really like those videos. Just showed me what's left to accomplish, I guess. Here in Vegas, Slot Car City does 124. Haven't bumped up to that scale. Yeah, I don't predominantly race 124s. When I got to Ernie's, I did pick up some 124 scale autos to run in their I forget the class it's called. I believe it's a rail class. You race in these scale auto 124s classes. I forget the name of the class. I'm sorry. But yeah, you all have to have the same tires, same weights. Your chassis is weighed. Your body must finish with the spoiler in order to qualify. 124 is best. I don't know about that. I'm a 132nd scale myself. I love 132nd scale. It fits perfectly in my ecosystem. 124 is all right. I think you can do a lot with both. In fact, I think even Echo has cool stuff. I mean, Carrera Go is amazing too. So I think it's all each their own when it comes to sizes of cars. I mean, the quality and the depth of detail in these cars is phenomenal. Even the new Echo stuff that I've seen has been crazy. The new F40 that came out from AFX and Echo scale is mind-blowing. Yeah, I wish I knew how to run a club. You know what? Just start. It's the whole point here is to get started. I think knowing is part of just trying and failing. Basic running a race is pretty simple. I use very basic rules for running my races. The main points of, I guess, strife will come when people fall off the track and where do you put them. So we have rules in place that I create, just simple rules when we race 132nd. And I think that's what you do. You just start and make the rules tighter and tighter. Start with stock class cars and go from there. You know, introduce mods a little bit at a time. It's the same way that I got into RC. I didn't jump right in. When I started Mini Z, the same thing, but now it's crazy, right? Like, I think it's important for you to start though. You just start somewhere, start slow. You can run a single 124 on a D. I already have the 124 power supply, and I also have a variable power supply for my track as well. I need to understand creating income. Okay, so yeah, here this is the thing, right? Like when I'm opening the track to the public, I'm really not looking to make money. It's funny. It's just it's a way for, it's actually a studio that I'm creating, so I can do my photography and videography, and then having the track run when I'm not using it as a studio, or having a section for the track so that's open to public on the evenings and the weekends. So yeah, that's how I'm paying the bills, I guess, is through my actual work. So yeah, I guess we supplement the income. It is a hobby. Yeah, 124 and 125. Yeah, I saw the 125 kits. A lot of scale builders use 125, I think. Actually, I have a friend who's really close to me who's a scratch builder, and he does it from, I guess, the Tamiya model kits and stuff like that. But yeah, he buys his chassis though from Ernie, so he doesn't really weld his own chassis together. He just buys, Ernie has pre-cut, pre-made metal chassis or brass chassis. Actually, I have a brass laser cutter myself, but it's a fiber, but it's not working right now. Where do you get the parts for the model kits? I think there's a lot of companies that make model kits. So I think you pick up model kits based on the models that you like from the companies that make these kits, and then you replace the drivetrain with a slot car drivetrain. I can't speak to 124s. I do run a couple of them. I think when you race 124 against 124, then speed becomes irrelevant. They're both at the same speed levels. I think 1 to the second will always be faster because they are lighter. 124 cars are heavier, but you get more real world mechanics, I guess, out of the 124s. You definitely need a bigger track though. Lots. You'll definitely need shoulders for the 124s. Yeah, I have a bunch of 124 cars that I bought when I first got into Carrera, but I haven't really raced them at all. I am doing wood track racing right now at Ernie's, but once again, like I said, it's a little bit intimidating. And some of the race cars that I've seen, they're quick. There you go. Sunday Slot Cars has answered your question. Normal Carrera 124 slower than a Carrera 132nd. Yeah. Yeah, it's not intimidated by the fact. It's just I've been racing wood track a bit now. I love it. It's actually one of my favorite things to do right now. Moving from magnetic to now wood track racing. But I built that Viper, and I have an AMG GT3 built for wood track with the metal chassis. Pretty cool. I think most important thing you need is you need to buy a good controller. So like I have an advanced controller for wood track racing. You can adjust your sensitivity to throttle, your braking points. If you don't have one of these, it gets a little bit dicey to race. But yeah, definitely you have to step up. There's things that you need to get in order to race properly at club level, and one of them is a controller, and these are not cheap, but they're necessary. Yeah, this is tire truing as well. This is my original tire truer. Was nothing. It was $100 from eBay. Simple thing, simple system. It runs, has little contacts, little pads here. You switch them up with your sandpaper, and this is felt to clean up. And now I just got in my Slot Invasion. I just got my Overdrive Shop tire truer. So this is exciting. I'm probably gonna do a video and show you and just showcase this tire truer. But yeah, these are all little things that you need to do to level up in the hobby. Yeah, a great controller, Professor Motor, definitely. Sensitivity and brake adjustment, yeah, for sure. Once you start getting into, the professional controllers, you start to really bring the cars to life. Obviously, good tuning takes precedence. So, if anything, I'll start with a good tire truer, and then move into getting a better controller. It starts to change the level of your racing, even your enjoyment in the hobby, to be honest. I think once you start to understand like little tweaks that you can do just even on the controller to make your car take a corner at a better, understanding how to increase body roll, it's pretty cool. 100%. Alright, so use the third eye with choke and power band adjustment. So I haven't got a controller for the digital track. I got the I think it's the Ramjet controller for my digital track. The controller I just showed you guys was for my analog. So yeah, the Ramjet controller I got for my digital, it has a little bit of adjustment just for sensitivity, but no, because the brake is controlled by the digital controller, I guess. But yeah, maybe if you guys have any suggestions for a good digital controller, let me know. Do any of you guys race pan cars? Like, I just don't understand that. I saw, like, I was at Ernie's the other day, and some guy, just the pan car chassis was $1,000, and I couldn't understand it. Digital true speed. Yeah, Sean, you talked about this. Yeah, I'll probably come down. When I do come down and see you, we can go through that controller. Probably get an idea for it, because I do want to buy a proper controller for my digital racing. Yeah, the controllers do get expensive. That controller I just showed you was like three slot cars. And I'm talking about NSR slot cars. So yeah, they get pretty expensive, but they're worth it. It's a single purchase. It's just like a tire tour. You might as well, you could buy 4 slot cars, or you could buy a good tire tour. I would rather buy the tire tour. It lasts you a lifetime, and then you can always add the slot cars later. All right, Area 51, thank you very much for stopping by. You have a great evening. Sean, I'm really interested in the 3D printed chassis you got for your Carreras. So, I don't know if it's a link or something that you could send me for that. Really interested in seeing what I can get some for my Carrera cars, especially for the 911 RSR. So how are we doing? What do you guys think of the slot car breakdown? Let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna start wrapping up the show in a bit here. I appreciate everyone that took the time to chat with me. It was awesome. Yeah, it's hard to get the hoodies now, but I got in this. I was recommended to get the Overdrive tire tour because I can mount full axles, so it's really great for the Carrera cars. You don't have to pull off. Like with this, I can mount the full axle onto the tire touring machine, and I don't have to pull off the wheels and treat them separately. So I mostly bought it because of the Carrera and the solid axle or single solid axle stuff. All right. So Sean, you said the DeFalco. They are only essential when racing on competitive router tracks. Okay. Yeah, I haven't run the Overdrive tire tour. The other cheap tire tour I got from eBay, I run it all the time. Was the primary way to sand down our tires. And I used to run yeah, hoodies are available now. Yeah, just not locally for me. I know Ernie's been bringing them in, but it was just easier for me to get Overdrive. Took over 3 months to arrive though, but it's finally here, and I like it. It's solid aluminum build. I got all the add-ons for it. So the 3mm shaft add-on. So yeah, so it's a fully functioning unit. Can't wait to start throwing tires. It's interesting how Overdrive also sells like slotted cars that are fully tuned. Yeah, 3mm because reverse slot, and because I have so many reverse slots. There you go, Sean. Thank you for that suggestion. Yeah, go slow with truing. True enough. Oil the axles. Finish sanding with a 1500 wet paper. Thank you, Sean, for that. Yeah, I don't really have any BRMs. BRMs Royce 124s. So most of my stuff is all reverse slot stuff. And yeah, I love Revos. Just hard to tune. Difficult to tune. Yeah. I haven't really tuned any reverse slots, to be honest, because I just I have the original Viper that I tried to tune, but I just never got it to run right. So I'm probably gonna take up that challenge this year and get better at tuning Revos properly. There's a lot of good videos out there, so I'll probably follow one of those and see what I can do with it. But I gotta digitally chip it as well, so. Alright guys, well, let me know what you thought about the breakdown of the segmentations of stock hobbyist. If you got any information to add, just drop in the comments below. Once again, I want to thank everyone for showing up. And Geraldo, yeah, definitely Revos are great. Good for wood track, 100%. And thank you so much for being a part of this live stream. I'm going to try and live stream pretty much every week on Mondays. So if you like this, just like, subscribe, goes a long way. And I appreciate everyone that's tuned in today. Just trying to do my part for the hobby. I love this hobby. And I will be bringing some more car reviews. So thank you so much, guys, and until next time, have fun on rails and take care, guys. Good night.